Welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. If you are searching for a path to deeper insights, guidance, and spiritual connection, by becoming a member and choosing one of our levels, you will gain access to exclusive content, personalized readings, and the support of a like-minded mystical community, depending on the gate number you choose to activate. Ragnar's Gate 1. $6 per month. Access weekly synchronized guidance cards / tarot tale videos. Participate in exclusive members-only live Q&A sessions. Ragnar's Gate 2. $12 per month. Everything from Gate 1. Plus, a detailed monthly tarot reading crafted just for you via email or video link. Ragnar's Gate 3. $28 per month. All from Gates 1 and 2. Plus, a 15-minute live, one-on-one tarot session every month. And discounts and special offers on private tarot readings. Unlock the magic. Choose your gate, support the channel, and dive into a world of deeper understanding. Click join to become a member today. In https://buymeacoffee.com/RagnarsGateTarot.
Hello and welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. Hey, session 3 on cycle 2, right? So, there you have it. Basically, hey, 16 of 3, so day after tomorrow, Sunday, 8:30, there's going to be a members only session, live session on YouTube. You can participate becoming a member on buymeacoffee.com/RagnarsGateTarot. Please do so minimum 2 hours before, for practical reasons, and that's gonna be interesting stuff, so come there if you want. Hey, bonus has been is that if you decide to become a member or you want to donate to the channel, which is very much appreciated, you get a special bonus, which means that you can have an audience room from the book of rules. So it's one of these beauties, basically. So idea is we're gonna take your general advice through the rules. Okay, so that is your special bonus today. Or if you choose otherwise, you can get a guidance card from Susanna Salos, Mythologia Fennica Tarot. So basically it's a representation of Finnish mythology in new form. So it's a Finnish tarot. It's really nice. There's like a little bit different looking cards. Basically, what we have here, we have based on Finnish like national epoch and like metsäpeitto, interesting stuff. For example, that the forest creates something that you kind of get lost in it. Something like this. Okay, so it's pretty mysterious stuff. So basically, this is how we roll with the we are gonna be using, like I have for a while, Zener cards. Apologetic, welcome. So I will show this around how this goes. So basically, we're gonna be using Zener cards, which has been used in research of extrasensory perception. There's going to be, every time we play this game, if you want to call it a game, you can have, it can be one of these 5 symbols, so square, circle, waves, cross or star. The idea is to create a synchronicity that Carl Jung was, for example, talking about, and it's like whatever, it's what you want to call it, it's an exchange of energies, so they seem to be working. It seems to be giving like better connection. At best my hairs of my hands are getting up. It seems like for me that people who've been participating can do it even better than earlier. So that definitely gives a boost for this thing. So to get yourself a reading, you have to guess the Zener card. Everyone per one card who gets the right one gets their reading done in the order who answers first the right one, who second, and in that. So the idea is like I will tell you like, okay, prepare yourself, then I will take a card, I will portray it in my head, and then I will project it through the whatever medium we consider it. Maybe it's a quantum entanglement, who knows. It could be that it's some kind of like a spiral of everything that gives you, and I am putting mine, maybe we are entangling some of those. So then you're gonna write, I will put now, and you're gonna write your answer in the chat. One answer per round, per card. If you make more than one, I'm gonna take the first one, and then I will reveal it, and the ones who got it right will get the reading, and they are in the description, the instructions again, and also on the screen you can see it. So far that seems to be pretty cool, right? Hey, I'm on TikTok, follow me there, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, bring your friends here, even if they don't want to. Well, they want to, I'm just kidding. Hit the bell so you know where I'm on. I will try to put some other stuff than the lives at some point. And now I have to say that next week I will be here in English doing this, was it that I posted on 19th at the same time, but that's gonna be the only one. So again, reminder, if you want to be included in the special session of members next Sunday, become a member 2 hours before that. But okay, enough this, and we gonna go for the card. Okay, so we have there Apologetic already ready. He's been here many times. Warm welcome, Apologetic. I think we have had really fruitful exchange of everything, but let's see. So you want to put it like this? Okay, let's see it. First one is this. That was a cross. So we're gonna do another one. Okay, so we have Apologetic there. We're gonna do another card. First one was a cross. So here we go. We put it now. Okay. Hit it. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Locker Blue, sorry for not joining yesterday, wasn't in the mood. Ah, I can never forgive you. How could you do this to me? Hey, welcome a lot, of course. Thanks for coming now. The waves. Sad girl, welcome also. Fair enough, noodles are good. Sad girls, same waves. Apologetic, same waves. And Locker, do you want to say something, or are you waiting for your noodles still to cook? Now my candle is making funny noises and all that. Fair enough. Okay, we're gonna, I guess, we are not gonna wait for Locker Boo's noodles to cook. We are gonna reveal, and it's a square. I like noodles. Haven't been eating them in a long while. I should make it, especially mix it in the pan with something and some spicy stuff. Fry them. I'm still not feeling it today, but star. Well, no worries, it was a cross. Just hang in there, hang out, why not? Look what others do and do as you feel. Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, it's kind of was already for a while, what can I say? Okay. Spicy chicken, yeah. Rip connection. No, not quite, it's just taking a rest. We're gonna just, let's concentrate all that the connection will be, like, let's not even concentrate, we just assume it's gonna be fantastic. There's no problem with the connection. It's all in your mind. Sorry. No, it's all in my mind. I don't know what it is. Okay, hey guys, we're gonna go for next one. So, everybody ready, and here comes. Go for it. Psycho says, Apologetic says waves. Psycho says circle. We have waves, we have circles. Okay. Hmm. Look at the blue. You're not in the mood, but you get. Well, I don't know if you're gonna decide that you're just gonna say star every time, but it's the star. So look at the blue. You got it right. So feel free to ask a question. The connection has been established, and that. So let's put it a little bit like this. Maybe we get a little bit more light here. Okay. It is the star indeed. Don't get. Mm-hmm. Nani. Noodles aside. General reading, please. Let's take the what? So we're gonna take a general reading of your past, present, and future. See what in Earth have we uncovered here, I guess, in that sense. No, let's see what's up. This is not the energy, but we can ask. So let's see what it says just with this card, okay? So let's take this. We have the King of Cups. The Three of Wands and the Two of Wands, which is actually, by the way, the card for the session today also, what I was saying. So I would say that you have been in the past, it has been like that there has been a storm brewing around you, and you basically have been experiencing, like I think you've been in a bit of a, I think this is funny enough, I think this was there before, the same card, but basically I think you have kind of like, okay, here we are back, so it seems to be fluctuating, like in some kind of, I don't know what. At the moment I think you are in a position that you are kind of like a creator of fire, so I think you're looking a little bit back. I think you have like returned. Yeah, but I'm reborn, like a phoenix bird or something like this. So I think you're looking back exactly, for example, what has happened with your feelings and stuff, and somehow I think that you are in like you. It feels like you have come back home for me, and that you are like you're looking back what just has happened, and I think you are like a creator of fire at the moment, meaning that you there is like little limitations what you could do, and you have to, if it comes to willpower and creativity, on my view. So I think you're looking a little back with what has happened with the feelings. Other than that, you seem to be like, I think, pretty good at the moment. Like in general, it's like for me it seems like that you have been in some sort of a trip, and now you're like you came to the home port, and you are basically seeing, well, the boat that you came into. You're taking like a last glance, and I think you're about to like to go home in some manner. So maybe it's just a figurative, symbolic thing that you've been on a trip, and that you are like you have learned something in this, and you are basically, well, this thinking that this is a fire, so this is like a brief moment that feelings like this, which is gonna pass kind of soon. But I think there's like a fertile ground for creativity in anything that you decide to do. That you are, I think, would say that you are kind of surprisingly comfortable, I would say, in the end, with your noodles at the moment. And then in the near future, I would say that it comes to pass that you have been past like basically this wand here, which is gonna be like from the Ace of Wands, which is like an opportunity and general like a spark of ingenuity, like an idea. And also I see that there's gonna be for you a spot that you would need to dip into that. You're gonna estimate your situation after this, that you seem to be returning home, and then you're gonna like in here that would be on a trip still. So basically, muy bien, tosi hyvä, like the Finnish say. So basically, I think in the near future, you're gonna be estimating. It looks like you're about to embark on another journey, like a brief journey of something that you need to be using. You have to like wonder what's and like this, what you're gonna do, and you need to dip into your intuition and creativity to move forward and to go where you need to be going. So I would say, like in general, I think you seem to be doing pretty good, and this is I think especially that comes to the warmth and fire, which is like could be also like, well, like I said, in that sense, that there you are. I think you're estimating also in here near that what is there something happening like behind the curtains or beyond the veil, and you kind of want to pass through that, and you need to be using your intuition to get there, and I think sheer willpower as well. Yes. Yeah. Well, you did remember when I said that you have been starting to synchronize to each other. So one wants noodles, the other wants noodles. You're synchronizing with noodles. I don't know where the hell I'm going, but I guess I've been decent despite being pissed off at night when I go to sleep. Yeah, well, strong feelings, creator of fire, in that sense. So, but I think you are doing. I would think, for me, I don't get the impression that I think with your noodles you are doing just fine, maybe surprisingly fine actually, and well. But I think at the moment you are like. This is. I think this is in general for you. It's a fruitful time. It's like a full of possibility, and this kind of like there is a possibility of growth in here for you, seriously. And you need to keep sort of the fire burning. You don't really need to be pissed off all the time every night. But if you want to, go for it. Yeah. Bedtime is when my emotions mostly come out. Yeah, well, I can relate to that. And it's of course the time when you really seriously don't start thinking about every possible thing sometimes that, could go wrong, or that what has happened and all that stuff. But if you try to take it that is a possibility of growth, and like that this could be bringing you in certain way abundance still, it's like embrace the fire, and it's like an embrace of fire. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say that you have been still surprisingly unshaken by this all, that you have stayed on your throne, so to speak, and now this. And also I think one thing, like I said, I will repeat and then I stop repeating myself, I guess, is that for me it still feels that you have come from some trip, then you're about to like, you came to your home harbor, it's not your home, it's not quite there, but it's like a little while and you're gonna be home. So whatever that gives you. All in all, I guess I'm okay right now, like you say. I'm just still mad at the world. Well, how I see nowadays the stuff that I have said, like basically, I start to have a little bit like doubts that where I start and so where I stop and somebody else starts. So I'm starting to have more about this stuff that maybe it's all due to synchronicity and all. My head is going soft because of the tarot, but I don't think so in the end. So I'm just wondering, like, if you are mad at the world, You probably are mad at yourself as well in that sense. The world is also that you are the world. The world is you. So, like I said, there is a possibility of growth here, but it could little bit like it could burn, not badly, but it could give you like you can burn your fingers a little bit with it. Only a little bit, just like very little bit, like this, not much, like just a little bit, tiny bit. But it's like this much as is like a basic mama noodle or something. It's not sponsoring the stuff, but anyway. So, okay, all right. So maybe that gives you. I will just put you here one more thing, which is an advice for your general situation at the moment. Fair enough, it's an ace of wands. Okay. So your advice is ace of wands. So basically like here. So like I said, this is like basically I get the impression that all this that you've been going through with your uncle, and you're saying that you are actually, maybe that's just a symptom of something else, and like you said that you're mad at the world, and then I can come out from here then like, yeah, maybe you're a little bit mad at yourself, just a noodle stretch away. If nothing else, you should maybe think about it, because this is an opportunity handed for you. This is like coming well, in a sense, why I have started to wonder that there is no time exists, past, present, future is all the same. We just perceive some part of it. So in a way, this kind of stuff is floating somehow from the future, but it comes from the right, is from the future basically. But this is like an opportunity. I think you could try to see this as an opportunity really, if you can. But the advice, whatever you can get from the ace of wands yourself, that's the important thing, okay? It's a little bit like a torch, no? But look at this. This is advice for your situation. Okay, so we have Jasna here also. Apologetic, can come from the bushes at any moment, I guess. So, I'm gonna take a sip of something here. Basically, I'm mad at myself even though I have no idea what I did wrong. I just missed my anger mostly and frustrated with the universe for giving me very little answer for this bullshit. You are most welcome. Well, think about the ace. I would even do this now that you feel, hey, by the way, I will give you one more piece of advice from this. You basically, I guess, anger and being pissed off is kind of like a fiery quality. It's like a kind of strong emotion if you're angry at yourself or whatever. What I would do, I would take the ace of wands, the card, the picture, I don't know, put a still on the on the live and look at it. Try to picture it when you go to sleep. And I don't know, for me it occurs that you could try to put the anger in the stick, in the wand, the ace of wands, and let it burn there. But basically I would say like, take the card more or less, look at it, and then see what comes. And well, if you really want to go at it, if you have some dream or you think of something, write it down as soon as you can, and then read it. But yeah, you are most welcome. Again, thanks for everyone for putting your time and effort here. You could be eating noodles. Okay, and you can do it at the same time, of course. And so, if you're out there, taste the card, give me an answer, and here it goes. Yes, it should be indeed excellent. Okay. feel free to do so. I'm waiting for if there is. Okay, apologetic. Give me your answer. Like, por favor. Why am I speaking Spanish? Why dabble into the language? Yes, so apologetic. Give me your answer. Perfect. Thank you, please. Jasna says cross. And. Jasna says cross. Walker Blue is just eating his noodles. And we're waiting for apologetic. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's others having connection issues as well. Yeah, sorry. Because of the connection, I didn't see what you wrote. You mentioned creativity, and that also resonated since I've been also. It knows that I have the true divine connection through synchronicity, and the digital ether is just an imitation of what people have been able to create spiritually before. This is something I've been entertaining an idea about, that maybe we had an access to certain information, but you needed not hardware but like software in your head, and basically nowadays it's done with the hardware more or less. So maybe there has been like an analogical version of some kind of interweb, Akassi records or something like this. I think it's just envy that I had a better connection. I don't need, and stuff. Okay, but it was a start. We're gonna go forward and take another one because nobody got it. Okay, no worries. We're gonna go again. So here comes the next one. Okay, well, sometimes it happens to me, and many others that people have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was basically, I think what I was saying was that maybe there has been a spiritual kind of way to gain information, like well, now we have the World Wide Web that you have to access with kind of hardware, and earlier you accessed with your mind. So it was more like a software in your head. So that was what I'm talking about. And I'm sure it's gonna get much more interesting if you have like some parts missing completely and come in. I don't know even how it goes there. But anyway, it could be that I'm experiencing this problem in the location where I am, and it doesn't matter what service provider I even take. So I might have to start doing this outside of the building. But when it's minus something and it's snow, it's not really nice. I actually have tried similar stuff. Moving on. Square says yes now. And we got at least your answer true. That's fantastic. Thank you. Hey, I have to say, Square says apologetic. I have to say that I have owned, and I still own, for example, a VHS of Mad movie which has Mel Gibson and called Mad Max. If you ever heard of this, it's an original Australian version that has the Australian soundtrack. So the people are actually talking a little bit different than in the American version. But enough with that. So hey, you guys, you are synchronizing with the square there. You're talking about same noodles, and we have here a circle. So that didn't go as quite as like this, but we're gonna go for another one. Okay? Okay, as long as we can connect somehow, I'm gonna put. And now, please, your answer, dear people. I have to say the Raksas theme being like an old VHS tapes. Yeah, I take that somehow. I would take that as a compliment. I'm from the era that was the case. You actually had to like rewind things and all that kind of thing. Let's see. Well, you are syncing again with the waves, but it's a circle. Okay? I have to say that William Berger I do not know. But thank you for that. I think I'm kinda well, let's move on. Okay, we're gonna go for the next card. Guys, keep the good work and then the next one is here. I'm gonna try to do my utmost also, like effortlessly sending it towards you. Apologetic says circle. Let's see what comes from Jasna. And anyone else who is there, feel free to join. So circle and across. Circle and across. It's a circle. Apologetic, you are still doing pretty good with this. Here we go. So, apologetic, feel free to ask your question. And yeah, I have two of wands, which was the card for the session, which is like this, that was in noodles, waves. Good point, good move. Yes, noodles, waves, yeah, I like that, that's good. But yeah, two of wands, like was actually described already there, is like, was the card for the session. And well, the intuition part, estimating, holding the ace, and you are basically having the sort of the could consider that you have come from a situation that something has been even handed to you, or you could even consider that somebody has passed you the torch in something, and you're now estimating what on earth are you gonna do with it. Okay, who, an entity or something, is interfering with my tarot readings? Maybe it's me. Okay, no. So, question of apologetic, who, entity or something else, is interfering with my tarot readings? Let's see what we get. Can we ask? Yes. So, let's take first this. Okay. Well, we have here a Knight of Pentacles. So, entity or something else. Well, for me, it's like who is interfering in this is something that is constant. Something that would wake up at 6 every morning and would do the work. It's somebody who, in a sense, could be trustworthy and like really down to earth. Who, funny enough, when I asked permission, it was the star, and I consider that then the person who has gotten this pentacle has the star from the star. A servitor. I don't know what is a servitor, I have to say. You have to Google that. Like maybe I'm being just silly. Well, it seems to be a servitor is what a more a psychological company literally created by a magician for a specific purpose to operate autonomously from the magician's consciousness. Yeah, if you're referring to that as servitor, then basically from Warhammer, I would just think that would be more. I would say that if somebody is like interfering this, I have to say what I think. I think it's it's you yourself, and then I think it's nothing supernatural in that sense. If you, well, we are all that. Basically, I think could consider we are all sort of like gods, which is kind of heresy to someone to say it, but. We have the magician and we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I think it's, well, no, not really, because I think here is like, I think this is not some partly shadowy character. This is basically like, this is more like down to earth, so I think it's literally you. Not your shadow, but you. And that's the stuff. Now we're gonna do, by the way, something. So we're gonna do something now, because we have gone with this, and we have gotten the answers with this, and actually I'm gonna do one thing here fast, because just give me a moment in here. Just a moment. No, I think it's practically you, not your shadow. So there's another knight there, there's the lovers. So I don't know if what it's like you have there is like it's you. What is what entity, what is interfering in your tarot readings? But I think it's you yourself. I don't think it's anything except I think it's you. That you are. I don't know if you wanna try to like. Yeah, what I get from this is that it is you. So, and basically, okay, here we have the magician, because, and there is like, and then we have the lovers here. Okay. Is any god or goddess behind this indirectly? I think it would be more that you have been sort of manifesting, like you can see the magician is doing this. It's like taking from above, so below. So you're taking from above and putting it below. So you are manifesting this yourself, that it creates certain like a movement of fire, of like on this. Uh, so I think this is you. I think it's you. And then no, I don't think so. I think you could have been sort of like taking, if you want to say God, some gods or some kind of influence, power or something, that you have been kind of channeling it somehow to here. You are using maybe something yourself, but I see this, that it's been, I think it's been you. Okay? So there is something to think of, and here is like the addition, like it's been, and this could be considered, I kind of confusingly. Remind me of saying the only thing standing in your way is you. Well, I would say, like with the magician, the limitations are in your head. So basically, there is no limitations in that sense. And this is like this what has happened. It's that it is you. It's for a reason. Something has happened, and basically, I don't know if it's like that you have this feeling that you need to push forward. Hello, Janice Washington. You may ask questions for free here, but I have a twist how I'm doing this. Very warm welcome, and check. There's a info on the screen, should be right about now. So please check that and get back to the business. And I like this, but very warm welcome, Janice Washington. So that's the stuff. But hey, now the first thing, because this is was a bit tricky with this. So, but first question that we had here was from. So this is gonna take just a moment now. But Rockilla Blue, who is hopefully still Locker, are you still listening with your noodles? Okay, hey, don't get choked on your soup, because now it comes like a lighting from the clear sky. You, sir, are in for a story, which is considering like for your general situation. Now it comes afterwards, so this is kind of like strange way to do it. But this is for Lokiro's general reading, additional information or whatever in that sense from moment, from a form of a story. Okay, all ears. The house sat on the edge of emptiness, a place where water had once breathed life into the land, but now left only silence. The dry riverbed wound its way through a valley like a scar. Its cracks deep, its emptiness profound. The forest beyond still clung to its roots, but only barely. The edges thinning in the brittle farmland that seemed to be crumble more with every passing season. Once this house had thrived. It had been filled with light, voices and warmth of a family bound together not by blood alone but purpose, by shared joys and struggles. Yet something had broken that bond. The laughter has faded, the walls grew cold, and in time the house was abandoned, left to stand as a monument of what had been lost. I have been here through it all, witnessing the rise and fall of this house, its dreams and its people. I watched the echoes of lives played out, and now I watch this boy, he who carries the restless energy of question not yet formed and thoughts not yet realized. He arrives with a notebook clutched to his chest. He steps hesitant yet driven by an urge to uncover what he cannot put into words. His mind is sharp, I can see that, but there is a chaos to him. His curiosity flares like a blade wielded without care, cutting through possibilities without understanding their weight. His intentions are not ill, but his energy lacks focus, and so his questions spiral into the void, without anchoring to anything solid. He enters the house and he feels his presence as an interruption. The space does not welcome him as it once did the family who lived there, yet it does not reject him either. It waits, as I do, to see what he will make of this moment. He stops in the center of the room where light breaks unevenly through the broken roof. He pulls out his notebook and begins sketching hurriedly, lines sharp, jagged, incomplete. His hand moves with impatience, his thought racing ahead of his skill. What happened here, he mutters, though his voice is swallowed by the air that presses heavy around him. Why did they leave? Why did they fall? Why did it all fall apart? And there it is, his plate of curiosity, wielded wildly. But I know what he does not. It is not answers he truly seeks, it's understanding. I watch as his frustration grows. He flips pages, scratches out notes, begins again. He stays trapped in his own noise, unable to hear what this place is quietly trying to tell him. He is like the wind that once rippled the surface of the river but could not reach its depths. And so I speak, not with words but with the weight of truth that this house holds. He stops, his hand stills, his breathing slows, and for a moment he listens. This is what I say to him. You come here seeking answers to your questions you barely understand. You approach, but your approach betrays you. You think that sharpness of thought and hunger for knowledge will carry you forward, but they will not. Not if you wield them without care. Like a blade, your curiosity must be purpose, precision, otherwise it only cuts blindly, severing very connections you seek to understand. The boy's gaze turns towards the cracked walls as if seeing them for the first time. The notebook slips from his hand and falls to the ground, forgotten. What you must learn, I continue, is that the power of the mind is not in its speed or its sharpness, but is in its ability to hold still, to listen, to observe. You came here with questions, but answers do not exist in isolation. They live within the patterns, the connections, the things you see only when you are patient enough to notice them. He steps out into the riverbed, his bare feet stirring on dry earth. He no longer sketches, no longer writes. Instead, he stands silent, watching the sun dips down low, casting long shadows across the farm empty land. For the first time he feels absence of the river, not as a problem to solve, but a truth to accept. And in that moment he begins to understand, not everything, but not yet, but enough. Enough to know that his scattered thoughts and restless questions had been holding him back, not leading him forward. The answers he sought were not in the dried riverbed or abandoned house, but in the quiet space between his own thoughts. When the boy finally leaves, the notebook remains tucked under his arm, its pages empty, but heavier now with possibility. He does not look back at the house, but I do not need him to. I know he will carry this lesson with him, etched in the fabric of his being. And I remain, as I always do, watching and waiting for the next seeker, the next restless soul who will come searching for not answers, but for the silence where understanding begins. Hopefully you didn't drop your soup. And well, the story was basically, I was again doing this beforehand. Well, of course, didn't have too much ideas. Oh, of course, I have ideas who might be joining, and thank you for the gang, like you put it, or however. But now to listen to read the story, because and now to check out what you, now that we did it the other way around first, and there was some time. I think you should check the story a few times, without or with the noodles, and then I have 4 stories, and now we had, so did we already have 4? Basically, let's see. We kind of like put there. Who was the next question was from, I think from Apologetic, if I'm not totally mistaken. So let's try to check the general reading for Locker Blue. Yes, just nice there. Apologetic was there. There was waves. Locker Blue was there. Square. Oh, look, was there. Square. Moment. So Apologetic was the next one who got it right. Okay. So Apologetic would be the next one who got it right. Right. So we're gonna have the second story for Apologetic. Now, well, first we actually gonna make sure that Apologetic is present. Yeah, you asked the second question. Okay, so this is to give you more idea. We answered, but here comes. Well, for me now reading the story, of course I had no idea how it was, but now I kind of like put it aside and went back to it, and now that I think about your situation and what asked and what I was said, it's kind of weird, you know. Okay, but the second story comes to Apologetic. Okay, we go for it. Second is here. So here we go. The room was quiet, save for the steady rhythm of his hands moving over the glowing disc before him. The air smelled faintly of metal, warm and alive, mingling with the faintest trace of earth. The elements stood almost as witnesses. His hands, bare and unyielding, turned the objects with precision, their callous edges and extensions of years spent honing something intangible. The room itself seemed to shift as the day moved forward. Walls, once solid and unyielding, began to echo faintly like a water trap behind a dam, containing every strike and scrape of his tools. Outside, the late afternoon clouds shifted, dragging shadows across the floor in waves. The motion might have been distracting to another, but not to him. He did not look away from his task. He rarely did. He leaned forward, tilting the disc towards the light that poured through the window above. The light struck its surface, reflecting like a rippling currents, catching the imperfections he had tried to smooth but couldn't quite tame. His sandals, dusty and worn, shuffled quietly beneath the stool as he adjusted the muted brown thing mirroring the pigeon's purse just beyond the pane. They had been there all morning, silently observing his progress. The unfinished discs were laid neatly to his left, 7 of them in total. They gleamed dully in the fading light, not yet complete but heavy with promise. They seemed to form a pattern that rippled outward, much like the torrent of a stream just before it crests into chaos. Each one bore marks of his labor, yet each was distinct, not flawed but not perfect either. Just a sec. Okay. He paused, flexing his fingers. coaxing life back into his hands. The tools rested on the table, their edges worn and familiar, but somehow heavier than when he first picked them up. His movements were methodical, driven, but he was starting to notice the weight, not just in his body, but in the air itself. The walls seemed to be pushing inward, their quiet strength enclosing him. It was almost like standing underwater, feeling the pressure against your chest. A subtle clatter broke the rhythm. The cup beside him tipped, the water within spilling across the table and spreading in a slow arc. The reflection caught his attention, a shimmering outline that matched the discs beneath it. He froze, staring at the image, a single moment of clarity in the stream of his thoughts. He set the disc down, his bare hand resting on the surface as though steadying himself. The walls shifted in his perception, no longer enclosing but inviting, like the water they had seemed to embody moments earlier. The cloud shadow passed once more by, softening the light, casting everything in a peculiar haze. He picked up the tools again, but his hands moved differently now. The strikes of the chisel were softer, deliberate. He wasn't working to escape the flaws, but to understand them, to fold them into the story each disc told. The discs on the ledge seemed to be shimmering faintly as the light shifted, their imperfections reframing themselves as something entirely. Hopefully it works. I think we are back. Hopefully it works. I think we are back. So basically, I have the last line of the story was there. So he didn't notice their absence, but something else shifted in him. Something quieter, but infinitely deeper. The torrent slowed, and he kept working. So that is for apologetic then. So I don't know. This story business after like this is kind of funny. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of funny. It's weird. It's all that together, I think. So that was apologetic story. So we had 2 stories. Did we do only 2 readings? And then we've been talking about noodles or something like this. Yeah, then we didn't hit it. I think that my computer hated me, and there's all sorts of business that we have been discussing. And yeah, there, by the way, Lokerot, you said you mentioned creative. Sorry, I missed this comment. I was about to go to it because this is like the good stuff in that sense. You mentioned creativity, and that also resonated. That also resonates since I've also been trying to focus a little more on my own original characters and the story I have in my head. I just cannot focus enough to write it yet. Well, I think it was it Stephen King? They asked like, hey, how are you writing things? It's like, you know what he answered? Are you big on writing? Do you like to write stories? Look at blue. Okay, so if anyone has anything to say about the story, I'm all ears, basically. Well, let's see. There should be. If not, then I don't know what is that. I didn't hear much of it, sorry. Oh dear. Fair enough, no worries. Can you hear me now? Because it shows me that it should be giving the audio out, no worries. I don't. Did you just answer to Yanis? No answering to others. I am the one who answers here. Por favor. It's interesting, the same theme repeats. Yeah. Well, there is the stuff. Okay. Yeah, there is the same theme repeats, and there is a reason for this, because it's, well, you can imagine from the story that what is for what is talking about, and there are discs and all that kind of stuff. Oi. And again, if Yanis is here, Yanis Washington, if you are still here managing, check out from the description how this works. And Locker Blue, no answering to others about their questions. This is my job, okay? If this is what I was when you say no, Yanis. Fair enough. Thinking about barbecue chips, fair enough. That's, I don't know. I like the plain ones, I have to say. Maybe I'm boring with that sense. Okay. Alright. We're gonna go. We have a couple of stories also left. So we're gonna go forward. We have some time left also, so no worries. It's a nice Friday evening. It's only minus I don't know what in here. How is the weather like where you are? India was like summer. It's really nice. It's not cold at all. No, I was checking that you were telling something there, like was like no Yanis. So I don't know what that was meaning, or did you answer when he was asking a question? You said no Yanis. And Yanis was asking a question before, so I'm just making here sure that we do nicely here. Okay? Well, this is at least what I read from there after this. So, but okay, your story seemed to connect, yeah, well, and it's kind of interesting. But okay, I think we can take this easily for now, so it won't be on the way. So, guys, are you ready? Okay, so then I apologize, my mistake. I am being then overcautious in that sense. No, you asked if it was apology as something. I was correcting you. I think you meant Yanis. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Then apologies. Yeah, well, the confusing business is like, I don't know, like noodles. I have no idea why I had to say that, but it's funny to repeat. When you repeat things, is funny many times. Okay, guys, we gotta go for another Zener. So Lokiro has a story, Apologetic has a story. Jasla, you still here? Now step up your game with the Zeners and get a story. Get a story. Get your stories here. Yeah. And I will say at this point again that on Sunday there's gonna be a members only event. Members only event. Just a second, by the way. So here we go. Yeah, so yeah, Sunday is gonna be members only event, and on 19th I'm gonna come back to do this after today. So there's not gonna be another live stream next week other than that. So put that on your schedules. It's already there. Put yourself that you are coming if you want to. I made a good noodle pan earlier. Waves, yeah. Oh yeah, I was Waves noodles. They're good. Bowls, yeah, sure. The seasoning packet square, okay, yeah. Oh, and the cross with the chopsticks and the star. Oy, the last one kind of sinks in, I guess. I don't know if I want to think about it too much, but most of it's really good. The waves is perfect. The circle, yeah, sure, that's totally fine. I guess the square is also. So I made a good noodle pan earlier. Yeah, I checked it and I forgot it already because of everything. Waves, the noodles, that's fantastic. Circle, bowl, that's also fantastic. Square, seasoning packet, why not? Cross, chopsticks, makes complete sense. And star if your butthole if you eat spicy noodles. Yeah, well, I have to say that truth is not always pretty in that sense. If you eat spicy things, that might make your parts hurt. Let's keep it civilized. But actually, these noodles, especially, is like it's really point perfect. Okay. So yeah. What I was supposed to check from here was this. Okay. Let's see. Mm-hmm. No one. Okay, so we're gonna go for the Zeners. We have some time still left for this magnificent situation here. Noodles are the brain today. Yeah. Well, you have been synchronizing with the noodles and all that, so it's all good. I want to eat noodles at some point. Now you made this for me as well. I don't know if it's first time in the history of universe that people have been synchronized with noodles. Now cream chips which I also have. Muy bien, good for you. I don't have chips. Okay. Is there someone still there, or is this just about noodles the whole rest of the business, which in itself is not that bad? Phoenix, hello, welcome to the channel. How are you? So basically, here's instructions how this works. Yeah, there is also like something about Phoenix that is not really directed. Yeah, like I said, I'm a proper oracle. What can I say? Things tend to happen. I'm cool. Yeah, we have a moment he's still here and then I have to move otherwise. Well, who knows? I think it's about the synchronicity. It's about patterns in the universe that the cards will interpret. And if you want to hear more, guys, I would suggest becoming a member. There's all sorts of interesting stuff in that. But yeah, Phoenix, feel free to join us. please check the description on the video description and type ready when you know what's going on. But yeah, I did say something like a phoenix some time ago that about fire and all that kind of stuff. That is funny that you came here. But okay. So for a moment to that, and are you guys ready? We were writing it. Okay, Locker Pro is ready. Yeah, Phoenix, there's no problem. This is just a general stuff. Check out about the Zener cards. No worries, the free readings. You don't have to donate anything. But if you want to participate, please check the description what it says about how we do this. So it's with a twist. The donation is I'm happy for it if somebody wants to do it. If not, no worries. Like it says in the stuff, it's free readings, but with a twist. So now, Locker Blue is ready. Is Apologetic still here? Phoenix is here. So we wait for a second. Wait for a second. You're my favorite tarot reader, Ragnar. Well, thank you for that. There's another one I like, but not anymore. Hopefully it's not a competition. Well, I think people do things differently. I would like to consider myself that I'm a genius and between being a genius and a crazy person or something like this. Or who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's just some kind of limitation that I put on myself. Okay. Let's see one more thing. And now we are back. Now we are back. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Zener and Phoenix. Feel free to join. Okay. Jasna, you are back. Welcome. Now we're gonna do a next card. And by the way, I have stories. So if it's like, let's see how it goes. Go for it. Ah, my candle is fading. Welcome back, Jasna. So everybody, there's no limitations. Limitations are in your head. I don't know how many times I said it, but I said it again. Don't think about it too much. Let the symbol come. And then just type your answer. Locker Blue is still with the noodles. Yeah, yes, I think the song time is exactly the time, and I have here like maybe around 10 minutes, give or take few minutes. So Jasna, your answer, apologetic if you're there, your answer. Waves come from Jasna, and then Phoenix, the one who has foreseen the joining us. Do you have an answer? This is the last call from Ragnar's Gate to Phoenix to give your answer, or otherwise you have to answer to the next card that we're gonna take. Okay, so season packet was Lokra Blue's answer, and Jasna says waves. It's a star, so no one got it right this time. So no, and no. Basically, we're gonna have another one. Are you ready? And again, Phoenix, you are welcome to join. It is free. Okay, coming now. Coming at you live. Here comes the symbol. Please use your extrasensory perception and type the answer into the chat. Well, there is a, why not? If you don't want to ask something, it's totally fine. Let's put it, if you get it right, we do it this, the answer to the question that you haven't written or haven't asked, if it's the right one, even if you got one, it's gonna be a story, okay? So, Lokra Blue says cross. Is there an answer from Jasna to this one? A star. Phoenix, if you are there. We are waiting for the one who was foreseen to join us in this nice live on a Friday evening, emanating somewhere from distant lands of Finland in the north. And yeah, the winter is here. Okay, that's kind of outdated joke already, I think. Okay, let's see, what is this? It's a cross. Look it up. You're just playing at this point with the cards. Maybe that's exactly the point, because when it's a play, then it's a concentration without effort, then it works. If you want, I can read you the story. Don't ask the question. I will just read you the story and let's see. Well, let's put it this way. Think about the answer, and you have too many thoughts in your head. Well, that happens. I'm gonna read you the story, okay? And then that's gonna be the answer to your question, okay? Well, fair enough, because I was just thinking that I would, but I will read you the story. Let's see what it gives you, okay? Is that fine for you? Let's do it this way now. It's strange and exciting, new thing. It's fresh. Oops. Okay, we're gonna go for it. I don't really remember what was the third story even, but we're gonna put it here. So here goes the third one. Let's see how much. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. This is for Lokra Blue. The man in the red coat was never without his bag. You would see him on the steps of the plaza, sitting stiffly as people passed by, his fingers curled tightly around a small metal box he kept cradled in his hands. His boots rested flat against an iron grate on the pavement, though he always seemed rooted there, as if the earth itself would crumble should he dare to lift them. His face was worn, neither unkind nor welcoming, just fixed, as if he were always impressing himself for something unseen. He never let go of the box, for all everyone knew, the box held nothing but air, but it hardly mattered. His entire being was wound around it, his fingers, his thoughts, his breath, and while his hands clung to the box, his mind turned in circles. Precious metal, he thought of it. Precious metal, he thought of it constantly. What could it be forged? What could be forged of it? What shaped? How to keep hold of it, to keep it safe? Behind him loomed the great municipal building, its columns impossibly wide, bulging slightly at the bases like bags overstuffed with something unspoken. Whenever he glanced back at it, a flicker of unease would pass over him, but he would tighten his grip on the box and look away, pretending its fullness didn't unsettle him. Just a sec. Yeah. Some confusion here. Go for here. How it seems so far. Let's go for it. We're gonna go forward. So we were here, but he wouldn't tighten his grip on the box and look away, pretending the fullness did not unsettle him. Once the man had owned a bright blue scarf. He remembered it faintly now, how it had fluttered in the wind as he walked through the park, how strangers' eyes had softened as they saw it catching the light. But the scarf was green now. Its sheen dulled, folded and stashed away within the bag that slung over his shoulder. The bag was full. He rarely opened it anymore, for fear that its content might spill out and scatter. If anyone asked what was inside, he would mutter, just things, and change the subject. Why don't you open it? Someone had asked him once. What's the harm? The man had laughed, but it wasn't a kind laugh. The harm, he said, the harm is losing what is mine, what I have earned. And so he sat with his box and his bag and his thoughts. The small birds of the plaza would hop near him, their grey feathers catching the light in a way that matched his scuffed boots. He ignored them, just as he ignored the children who ran past, the couple who stopped to kiss in the shadow of a great columns, the musicians who filled the air with melodies that asked nothing of him. His world was a closed circle, defined by what he held. One day it rained, not a soft rain but a sudden trenchant storm that swept through the plaza and soaked everything in sight. The birds scattered, the musicians fled for cover. The man, startled, tightened his grip on the box as if the rain might wash it from his hands. But something strange happened. The water pooled around his boots, seeping through the grates he sat on, and for the first time he felt the weight beneath him. He noticed how the box had grown cold against his skin, how the back at his side has grown so heavy that it now pulled at his shoulder. And he noticed how the world around him suddenly seemed alive, the rain making music of its own as it struck the pavement, the green scarf within his bag briefly visible through a small opening in the fabric. A child ran past him, laughing as their feet splashed through the puddle. They were empty-handed, but their joy was full. The man's grip faltered, his finger loosened around the box. He looked at it. He really looked at it. and saw for the first time the tarnish that had spread across its surface, the scratches that hadn't been there before. It had seemed to so valuable once. Now, in the rain, it seemed small. He looked at the bag, he looked at the bottles, he looked at the columns behind him, their swelling shapes now reflecting faintly in the water pooling on their base. And in a moment of rare clarity he felt the faintest of shifts in his chest, as though something long silent stirred. The man in the red coat stood. He did not let go of the box, not yet, but he placed it inside the bag and hoisted the strap over his shoulder. For the first time his boots lifted from the metal grate, splashing into the rain-slick ground as he took single step forward. The columns no longer loomed. The bag was still heavy, but its weight was not absolute. He walked slowly towards the green of the park, towards the sound of laughter and water, carrying the same things he always had, but somehow carrying them differently. And though the box stayed with him that day, the rain would remember the moment his hands had hesitated, the moment his world had been widened, if only just to let the storm in. Okay, so there you had it. That is the story. Alright, so I don't know, there was something, maybe something to it, but alright, another alright. We're gonna do one more Zener, and everybody feel free to join. I have one last story if somebody gets it. I don't know what heck is the noise, maybe it's just me screaming. Of course there could be some creatures in the background. So one more Zener, at least one more. Let's see if somebody gets right, and then there's a question and we're gonna answer with the last story. Okay? And this has been a bit crazy stuff with the stories. Like I said, I write them before. Obviously I don't write them while the live. It's been done before and they seem to have certain connections and happening. Hi, I'm Anshuman. I'm using Zener cards, and if you check the description, there's instructions on the screen. If you do it pretty fast, then you have a chance to get a reading here. You're warmly welcome. I will be back next time on 19th, next week. But now it's gonna be last thing. We're gonna give Anshuman a moment if he or she wants to join to what we do. Jasna, are you still here? Apologetic, are you still here? Phoenix came by as was predicted, like Lokiro says. I seem to be not psychotic, but psychic as well, in some manner. It is interesting. Like I said, everything leaves an energy trace, everything you decode. There's patterns, so maybe you just can tap into them at times. Okay, so you know, you check the description and you know what we're doing, so you're welcome to join them. Okay, and otherwise psychotic, yeah, who knows? Maybe not. Hopefully not. Okay, so we're gonna go for it. Who's with me? I'm gonna start now. Or psychic. Let's all be a little bit psychic. Okay, let's go for it. Maybe the last one. Pretty much the last one. Let's see. So type your answer now. Lottery Blue is ready. Lottery Blue says waves. As human, if you want to donate in buymeacoffee.com, you are very welcome to do so, and I will, as they said in the description, I will then answer your question immediately after this. Okay? But as I said, basically there is free readings, but then if you use the money, that's your intention. We are changing energy and currency in that sense, so you will be answered. If you want to try, well, there's not too many tries anymore today because I have to start closing up the live. Then by guessing the right card, like it's in the description, you can also get a reading, but that might take some time. 10 euros is more than fine if you want to have like a more in-depth answer. Let's see here, moment. Okay, so Logero says waves. It's a star. So at this point, no. What was the square thing there that looked like a microwave? So it's in there. Okay, we'll wait. What if Anshuman wants to the white box? That white box thing. This one. Yes, but personal use. And now I'm back. So funny things with the connection keeps happening. Now we are back again here. So we're gonna go for a story. We're gonna go for a story if somebody gets it right in the meanwhile, but now we should be good. Are you ready, Rocky or Blue? And Anshuman, you can participate on this, or then you can put, if you want to have the in-depth question, you can put the donation in buymeacoffee.com. There's a link for it. Let's see. Yeah, I was saying that it's a USB microwave oven. Can you believe it? It's just really small one in the end. Okay, ready. So here goes. Anyone can participate. Now I'm gonna send the pattern, the symbol, and type your answer now. Anshuman, you wanna participate, or is there someone else? We wait for a little moment. Yeah, I'm joking. I don't really have a USB microwave. It would probably take energy so much that you couldn't maybe work from the laptop. I don't know if it could work with a USB. Maybe not that too. Probably not. Okay. So we had. Is anyone else here still? We had Phoenix who came and disappeared like to the wind. Then we had Jasna here. I think she might have gone already. Asuma came by, and I'm not sure if he or she is still here. Again, I'm more than happy to make the reading with the 10. It's an in-depth question. Also, you can you can do that basically now if you want to, or then you can guess the Zener cards. The idea is that with the Zeners you get a connection with this, and when you use your energy, and if you have an intention and you use your currency, that creates as well a connection. Okay, it's just you left. We're gonna check. You said star, but it's a circle this time. Okay, so basically by the way, just I don't know where it came from. I want to say about your writing. You said you want to write. You're like writing. That you have some story, and then there was I don't know. Am I imagining this? But I said, do you know what Stephen King said about writing? How they asked him, how do you write? Do you know what he answered? Okay. Well, I have this story in my head. Yeah, I've been developing it for years, but no focus to actually do it. Yeah, but do you know what, when they ask Stephen King how he writes his stories, do you know what he answered? And I will also give you another thing in here, because it's obvious been kind of like a mostly very pleasant talking to you in here. Yeah, because this is interesting. Maybe it's about the synchronicity. I said that they asked Stephen King, you know, the guy who has written a few books, horror books and stuff. Maybe you never heard of him, I'm not sure. But they asked him how he writes. So I was wondering, have you heard what he has answered for this? You got interrupted. What? The noodles again? Ah, damn noodles! You cannot keep them in like in check. They just like, I don't know what. You heard of him, fair enough, because he has made a few books and they have been actually kind of, one might say, successful in some manner. But anyway, what he said when they asked him was like one word at a time was the answer. I will also, fair enough, I will also tell you one thing. is that what happened to me, because I like to write. I had one story that is still kind of ongoing. I have written some other stories, but I had one, and then there was one person, and I was telling like, hey, I'm writing this story and all that, and then he just said like, well, hey, write it. I want to hear it. So I'm telling you, like, start writing the story. If you want, I want to hear it. Okay? So for me, that felt really nice. It made me like, okay, there's one person, they actually want to hear my story. So basically, what I tell you also is like, write it. I want to hear it. And read it. Okay? Well, that being said, I think it's time to start thanking people who has been here. Thank you for your time. Apologetic, always a pleasure. He's still on the roll with the Zeners. Locker Blue, you're still here with us from nearly beginning till the end. Well, basically like that. Zack Girl came by. Then Zack Girl went. There was some try. Yasta was here. Then it seems like there was a psychic moment here when I predicted that the phoenix shall arise here and arrive, and he or she did, or however it goes, but the phoenix did come here. Yanis Washington came by. Thank you for coming, for everyone. So the gang was also here. Diamond should have been also maybe here, but she was not. So I think that pretty much covers everyone except Ans Human, who came by, and then I'm not sure what happened. Then he disappeared. He was talking about, I think, buying a reading, but then he kind of went. Fair enough. Hopefully people will come back here in this. Yeah, this is what I mean. Yes, sure. You didn't really answer my question, but I think the story worked. The story worked. Well, let's take. So the question was, how is your uncle doing at the moment? I think the story is pretty much giving the answer for this, but we will take past one and then I'm off. Now we can ask. Fun enough, that is the session card. This would be how your uncle is doing at the moment. He's going through a major change. He's going through a transformation. I wouldn't like to think that even the card is death. I wouldn't like to think that he is dead. This rarely means that. But I think he's going through a big change at the moment. A big transformation. And I think this would also now, well, they talks about big transformation sort of in the story as well. I would somehow link it to this. So, and also for you, how your uncle is doing, this is the answer. So what you can find from this is highly important, obviously. You have the towers there in the background, there's the sun setting or rising, who knows. The king and the death and its horse doesn't care who you are, it will just come. And it's inevitable, it will not stop. So basically, I think he's going through a big transformation at the moment. Like this is a life-changing event on my view. This is nothing, not to be taken lightly. So it's of course a beginning, end of something, and then, well, what is the sort of like what could you think that, okay, death is an end of something and transformation to something else? Then I was thinking that is the opposite of death, birth. So if you die just to be born again, then I've been elaborating the thought somehow at some point that basically the reincarnation is kind of like true in some manner. You become earth, then the plants take nourishment for you, some animal eats the plant, some human eats the animal, and then kind of the energy travels. But okay, I think there is a big shift, there is a big transformation going on with your uncle. I think he feels that something has seriously come to an end and something new is about to be born. And it's not a minor thing, it's a big deal. Okay? So basically, now, again, thanks for your time. Please subscribe, like, leave comments, share with your friends, hit the bell, check me on TikTok, become a member if you want to, starting from six things of units of money, so you can participate on the event on coming Sunday, which is 8:30 in the evening. Please, if you become a member, become one couple of hours, 2 hours minimum before the event starts, which is 8:30 Finnish time. Okay, and then I will put still here okay. So I'm gonna be next week coming live in English only once, which is 19th, the same time. So go check it out and go waiting, or please come there with me. So hey, thanks again for everyone, and now it's time for me to rest.
Welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. If you are searching for a path to deeper insights, guidance, and spiritual connection, by becoming a member and choosing one of our levels, you will gain access to exclusive content, personalized readings, and the support of a like-minded mystical community, depending on the gate number you choose to activate. Ragnar's Gate 1. $6 per month. Access weekly synchronized guidance cards / tarot tale videos. Participate in exclusive members-only live Q&A sessions. Ragnar's Gate 2. $12 per month. Everything from Gate 1. Plus, a detailed monthly tarot reading crafted just for you via email or video link. Ragnar's Gate 3. $28 per month. All from Gates 1 and 2. Plus, a 15-minute live, one-on-one tarot session every month. And discounts and special offers on private tarot readings. Unlock the magic. Choose your gate, support the channel, and dive into a world of deeper understanding. Click join to become a member today. In https://buymeacoffee.com/RagnarsGateTarot.